Greetings, Manchester City fan. Get ready to catch up on the latest developments surrounding the club. But before we begin, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about City. Now let's dive into the news. Manchester City is preparing for a potential squad overhaul, and two interesting reinforcement options have emerged on the team's radar. Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen and Hugo Larsson from Eintracht Frankfurt. The expectation is that City, the current Premier League champions, will make significant changes, especially in midfield. This season has been challenging for Pep Guardiola's side, who are struggling to maintain consistency, and at the moment, the team is fighting to secure a spot in next season's Champions League. Meanwhile, Liverpool, under the guidance of Arne Slot, seems increasingly close to clinching the league title. With changes on the horizon, some key City players are also facing an uncertain future. Guardiola's team is looking to strengthen the midfield, and Kevin De Bruyne's future remains a major mystery. Injuries and the Belgian's inconsistent form have meant he hasn't been at his best this season, and at 33 years old, some believe that his departure from the club in the summer could be a possibility. Additionally, Ilkay Gundogan, a key player in the historic 2022-23 campaign, could also leave Manchester City if the club decides to sell him. Other players whose futures at the Etihad are uncertain include Bernardo Silva, Mateo Kovacic, and Matheus Nunes. The responsibility of managing this overhaul will fall to Hugo Viana, the club's new sporting director, who will play a crucial role in ensuring Manchester City remains competitive at the highest level. The arrival of new talents will be essential to maintaining the team's strength in the coming seasons. Among the options being considered by Guardiola's team, Florian Wirtz stands out as a priority target for midfield. The young talent from Bayer Leverkusen, at just 21 years old, is attracting attention from major European clubs such as Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. However, City is determined to secure his signing. Guardiola sees Wirtz as a key figure for the team's reconstruction, and the midfielder could bring a new dynamic to the midfield, as City needs fresh blood to inject more energy and creativity into the area. In addition to Wirtz, another name emerging as a potential reinforcement for City is Swedish player Hugo Larsson. Interest in the player comes from several top clubs across Europe, and City will not fall behind in the race. With the summer transfer window approaching, competition will be fierce, but Manchester City is keen to strengthen the squad with promising names that can contribute immediately. In the latest match, City secured a narrow 1-0 victory over Tottenham Hotspur, and now Guardiola is likely to use the remaining games of the season to assess his squad. The team's overhaul is a priority, and the FA Cup will be an important competition to try to win a trophy in what has been a challenging season. The next opponent will be Plymouth Argyle in a fifth-round tie, which could present a valuable opportunity to lift another trophy. So, how do you see the future of Manchester City's midfield? Will the overhaul Guardiola is planning be enough to ensure the team's continued success? Which players should stay and which should be replaced? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's move on to another big possibility City is considering, the signing of left-back Theo Hernandez from AC Milan. According to recent reports, Manchester City has taken the lead in the race with Real Madrid to secure the player's signature. Since leaving Real Madrid in 2019 for $20 million, Hernandez has become an essential figure at Milan, with 248 appearances, 33 goals, and 44 assists. His importance was key in Milan's Serie A title win in 2021-22, and he has continued to stand out in recent seasons. This season, the defender has made 35 appearances, but his consistency has been questioned. Initially, he struggled under coach Paulo Fonseca, and with the arrival of Sergio Conceição, the situation has yet to stabilize completely. This has led to speculation about Hernandez's future, and the possibility of a move to a major European club is gaining momentum. Manchester United has also shown interest in Theo Hernandez, especially after Luke Shaw's injury, but the lack of a guaranteed spot in next season's Champions League makes a move to Old Trafford unlikely. Bayern Munich, who were also monitoring the left back, opted to secure young Alphonso Davies on a long-term contract, distancing themselves from a potential deal with Milan. As a result, the battle for the player is now between Manchester City and Real Madrid, with City seemingly having the advantage at the moment. A report from COD Offside suggests that Hernandez is more interested in testing himself in the Premier League than returning to Madrid, which could be a positive sign for Manchester City. If Milan decides to sell the player, the price could be a bargain. While Milan initially considered selling Hernandez for around $41.5 million, the price may now drop to approximately $29 million, which is seen as a reasonable fee for City. As we know, Manchester City is preparing for a major squad overhaul in the summer, following a significant $180 million investment in the January window. Strengthening the left-back position remains a priority, with Theo Hernandez being one of the strongest options. His arrival at City could mean intense competition with Josko Gvardiol, who currently occupies the position, but Hernandez's quality could add a new dynamic to the team's defensive setup. As we have seen, Manchester City is keeping an eye on several top names to strengthen their squad, and the pursuit of Theo Hernandez is not the only significant move the club is considering for the upcoming season. Preparations for a summer of reshaping are well underway, with Guardiola's team aiming to secure key players to maintain their level of excellence in European football. The competition for quality players like Florian Wirtz and Theo Hernandez indicates that City is focused on strengthening crucial areas such as midfield and defense to continue the success they have achieved in recent seasons. Pep Guardiola's role, who always has a clear vision of the team's needs, will be pivotal in deciding which players will be brought in and how the squad will be shaped. After the significant investment made in January, it is expected that the Catalan manager will use the remainder of the season to assess his players and make informed decisions about who will remain at the Etihad and who will leave the club. With competition from European giants like Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, transfer market moves will see Manchester City seeking to make the most of their options, not only to strengthen the team but also to ensure that the club remains competitive in the upcoming campaigns. In addition to Theo Hernandez and Florian Wirtz, other names may emerge as the transfer market approaches, and Manchester City fans can expect the club to continue moving to reinforce the squad. The reality is that the team is in a constant process of evolution, and with changes in the market, Guardiola and his staff will need to make strategic decisions to ensure that the team maintains its strength in the most demanding competitions. Now, let's talk about the situation with the current squad. With the arrival of new signings being a priority, there are also questions about the players who may leave Manchester City in the coming months. The future of some of the more experienced players in the squad is at stake, and these decisions are not easy to make. Kevin De Bruyne's situation is particularly interesting. The Belgian midfielder, who has been a vital piece for City in recent seasons, has seen his current season hindered by injuries and a lack of consistency in his performances. His departure in the summer is still not ruled out, and many are wondering whether the club will trust in his ability to recover and return to being the decisive player he once was, or if City will opt to seek a younger, healthier alternative for the position. Another name that could leave the Etihad is İlkay Gündoğan, one of the heroes of City's historic 2022-23 campaign. The German, despite being a key player in midfield, may also be sold if the club decides to move forward with a more radical reshaping. His future will depend on how negotiations unfold in the coming weeks and how Guardiola evaluates the need for squad renewal. Bernardo Silva, Mateo Kovacic, and Mateus Nunes are also players whose futures are not yet guaranteed. The summer transfer market will be crucial in determining whether any of these players will continue their journey at Manchester City or whether the club will seek alternatives to reinforce their midfield options. The arrival of young talents like Wirtz and Larsson could be an indication that City wants a more dynamic squad, with a new generation of players ready to dominate European football. However, what will truly define the success of the reshaping will be Pep Guardiola's ability to make the right choices. The manager, known for his tactical vision and ability to maximize the potential of his players, will have the responsibility of integrating the new signings into the team in a way that all areas of the pitch complement each other. City has been an example of excellence in every area, and the expectation is that this renewal process will not only maintain the team's level, but also allow the club to continue its pursuit of major trophies. With the competition in the Premier League, the Champions League, and other cups, the pressure on Manchester City to maintain its status as a European giant is immense. Each season, the level of expectation rises, and the club must constantly adapt to face new challenges. The squad, therefore, needs to be strong, well-balanced, and capable of responding quickly to any adversity. The arrival of new players like Wirtz and Hernandez could be crucial to ensuring that City stays at the forefront of world football. Now, City fans, what do you think about these potential changes to the squad? With all the speculation about signings and departures, what would be the best approach for the team next season? Renewal is essential, but who should really be part of Guardiola's new project? Your thoughts in the comments are most welcome, and of course keep following the channel for more updates on what's happening in the world of Manchester City. However, Pep Guardiola's work and that of his coaching staff is not just about looking at potential signings and departures. The Catalan manager has been essential in shaping Manchester City's playing style, which has been praised around the world for its fluidity, precision, and ball possession dominance. Guardiola's philosophy is deeply embedded in the way the team performs on the pitch, and he is one of the main reasons for City's ongoing success in recent years. However, what many fail to realize is that, behind all the success, there is constant adaptation. Manchester City needs to reinvent itself every season, and changes in players and strategies are inevitable. This summer, reshaping is just another step in that process, aimed at keeping the team competitive, not only at national level but also internationally. This involves finding the right balance between experience and youth, stability and innovation. Furthermore, competition in the Premier League continues to increase, with clubs like Liverpool and Arsenal investing heavily to improve their squads. On the European stage, teams like Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are also strengthening and preparing to fight for the Champions League title. As a result, Manchester City knows that in order to remain the dominant team it has been in recent seasons, it will need to reinvent itself and strengthen even further. With so many teams looking to improve and strengthen for the upcoming season, Manchester City needs to maintain its advantage in world football. The team has been a model of consistency, but the fight for titles, both in the Premier League and the Champions League, requires a deep and well-balanced squad. The upcoming transfer window will be decisive in ensuring that City remains one of the strongest teams in Europe, but it will also be essential to make sure that current players can continue contributing to the team's ongoing success. The arrival of new talents, such as young Florian Wirtz and experienced Theo Hernandez, may be exactly what Manchester City needs to take a step forward, but it will be necessary to ensure that the right pieces fit into Guardiola's system. The manager, known for his ability to develop players and maximize his team's potential, will need to find ways to integrate these reinforcements effectively. The goal is to maintain dominance in European football, but also ensure that the team remains flexible enough to handle any challenges that arise, whether domestically or in international competitions. Among the challenges faced by City, the possible departure of experienced players such as Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan raises questions about the continuity of the team's playing philosophy. Both are key pieces in the possession-based, ball control style that Guardiola has implemented over the years. However, with De Bruyne's injuries and inconsistency, as well as Gundogan's age, the need to seek new talents for these positions is becoming increasingly evident. It is in this context that names like Wirtz and Larsson become even more attractive to Manchester City. Wirtz, with his creative ability and capacity to play both as a central midfielder and as a forward, could be the key to revitalizing City's midfield, bringing the energy needed to ensure the continuation of Guardiola's vision. Larsson, in turn, would be an interesting option, bringing a dynamic and versatile playing style that could adapt well to the Spanish manager's tactical setup. However, the reinforcements don't stop there. The pursuit of Theo Hernandez, the left-back from AC Milan, also shows the seriousness with which City is preparing for the next season. Hernandez, a player with experience in high-level competitions and a commanding presence in both attack and defense, could be a great addition to the team. City already has one of the best squads in the world, but the arrival of Hernandez, competing with Josko Gvardiol for a starting spot, could provide the depth necessary to maintain competitiveness across all fronts. City's defensive line is one of its strengths, but changes at full back, with the potential departure of Kyle Walker and the arrival of new names, could be a way to further strengthen this area. The addition of Hernandez would provide a top-level option, while the arrival of Andrea Cambiaso from Juventus for the right-back position could offer Guardiola more alternatives, should Walker decide to move on. At a club like Manchester City, where expectations are always high, the quality and depth of the squad are crucial. The team needs to be able to react quickly to injuries and any adversity during the season. The Premier League is highly competitive, and the Champions League demands the best from all teams involved. Therefore, the reinforcements that City seeks in the transfer market will have to be world-class, capable of further elevating the team's level, ensuring that Manchester City remains one of the most feared and respected teams in world football. But don't be mistaken, building a great team is not just about signings. The culture that Pep Guardiola has cultivated at Manchester City is one of the main reasons for the team's success. The playing philosophy, based on ball possession, high pressing, and tactical flexibility, is reflected in every player. The hard work and dedication of every squad member are fundamental for the team to remain competitive. Moreover, Guardiola knows how to get the best out of his players, which is why he can turn promising talents into international stars. This process of renewal that Manchester City is about to face will be crucial for the club's future. The team needs to continue strengthening, but it also needs to ensure that the right players stay in the squad to maintain the level of excellence. The next season could mark a new era for City, where the new additions to the squad blend with the solid base of experienced players, creating an even stronger team capable of winning more titles. Now, City fan, I ask you, do you believe that the arrival of Theo Hernandez, Florian Wirtz, and other names could be the key to keeping Manchester City at the top of European football? How do you see the team's future under Guardiola's leadership? What do you think of the possible departure of players like De Bruyne and Gundogan? Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments below, as we want to know what you think about all these potential changes. This is the perfect moment for Manchester City to take another step in their relentless pursuit of titles. The transfer market will be decisive, and expectations for reinforcements are high. Let's keep following and hoping that City has a successful season, both in domestic and international competitions. And of course, continue following us for more updates and analysis on Manchester City. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything.